What's up everybody, welcome to Moto. Today we're going to try to take these guys off, clean them, rebuild them, and hopefully we're going to get the brakes working again. Alright, so as with last time, we're going to loosen everything up. We're going to take off these two to get the entire caliper off. We're going to loosen up this and this so we can disassemble things. Loosen up the bleeder valve. We're going to change it completely. Loosen up the banjo bolt. Loosen up the little bolt that holds the little plate at the back that holds the brake pads. Then we're going to clamp the hose with these fluid clamps that I have. So that it doesn't all just drain out. Help out a little bit with the bleeding afterwards. We're going to do the same on the other side. We're going to take them upstairs to the workshop where we're going to clean them out, rebuild them, and then bring them back down to set back up on the bike. So let's start loosening things up. Alright, so I have the caliper off. I took out the brake pads and we have the cylinders. So to make things easier, something I saw on Motorcycle MD's channel actually, is I'm going to pump the brake a few times to get the cylinders out as far as possible so that taking them out would be a piece of cake afterwards. And then I'll clamp onto this harder so that it actually stops the fluid, and pop this guy off and take him upstairs for rebuilding. So let's pump these so you can see kind of, if I leave it here, let's see if it will, so you can see them like pulsating up and down a little. So what we'll do is we're going to actually clamp it so that it becomes a one-way valve. So I clamped the brake line on the other side completely, and this one I clamped it just enough so that it's a one-way valve essentially. And then when I started squeezing, you can see what happened. One of the pistons came out, the other one is not coming out. So this one is definitely dirty and stuck. I put one of the brake pads in just so I can stop the other one from moving and get more pressure to this one to push it out. And then once it's out to this point, I'll take out the brake pad, clamp it completely on this side, unhook it, and get it ready to go upstairs and rebuild it. But for now, let's just keep squeezing to get that out. So if we put the brake pad in there, just to stop it, squeeze. Okay, the calipers are off. Cylinders are fully protruded, and the hoses are clamped. So on to rebuilding. Alright, so we're in the workshop now. I'll do a whole video about my new setup at some other time, but right now let's deal with these guys. So I have both of them off. I have a little bit of leakage here. They're still full, so I'm gonna drain them and disassemble them. But first I want to point out a few things. So if we look at the cylinders themselves, you can see how much gunk is on them. Like, they are definitely all seized up. So I'm gonna completely disassemble this. I have the new kits that I bought with all the new rubber bushings, new crush washers, new bleeding nozzles. So we're going to disassemble all that, brush it, clean it, dry it, reassemble it, and then take things down. Now, other than the two calipers and a bunch of the bolts that came with, we have the brake pads, which I need to wipe down because some of the fluid got on them. We have the pins and the little brackets for the brake pads. I'm going to clean these as well, make sure that they're nice and shiny. And then we're going to install the new kits, which come with new washers for the cylinders, the new bleeder valves, and all the rubber components for getting the all the things in place. So we're gonna do that. Alright, first stop, let's drain these and take them apart. Okay, after a little bit of a struggle, finally took it apart. So this is a supporting piece, pretty clean. I took out the rubber piece that was in here. You can kind of see in the hole it's a bit dirty, or that's just grease for the bolt that goes in there. This guy used to sit in here with a little bit of the rubber pieces. That needs to be cleaned down. Need to clean down in that hole. The bracket that was at the bottom, you can see all the gunk on it. Same with this one that was kind of sitting over here. Pretty dirty. The cylinders, they have a lot of residue on them. And since I lack proper reverse pliers, I was squeezing them with something else and I ended up scoring them. So that's definitely something you don't want. I'll see if I can buff that out a little bit more. If not, I'll probably end up buying new ones anyways. So you can see I scored them on the inside. This doesn't matter as much because there's nothing that goes in there. But the outside matters because it seals properly. And I don't want that tearing too much into the new gaskets on there. So with the other one, same thing, I ended up scoring it on the inside. This one I didn't end up... actually no, I did scratch it over here, but still I'll end up cleaning it. Now the big piece, I still got to take out the rubber seals on this one, but you can see on the other one I took them out and it's absolutely disgusting. This thing has not been cleaned ever, so I'll need to wipe that out and we'll figure things out afterwards. Okay, so the brake calipers are back on. I have the new bushings, new crush washers, new seals inside, new bleed nozzles. So now the only thing that remains is to unclip these guys and start bleeding them. And hopefully we should have front brakes. Alright, so everything is bled and the brakes seem to work. So if you were to just roll the bike forward, it does stop, and if I try to muscle it, it's not going anywhere. So it's definitely braking. I'll still need to do a little actual drive test. So pop on the battery there and actually test it, but it's working. Alright guys, that was it for this episode. The front brakes are actually finally working. Next, I'm probably going to look into fixing up the rest of the electronics up here and getting things in order. I still need to fix the rear light, and I do have a rebuild kit for the slave clutch cylinder, so we'll probably be doing that soon too. So thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe. Check me out on Instagram, and see you next time.